Hello everyone. Hiring a car is becoming an essential part to a holiday. However, most rental companies are using ways in order to rip you off and charge you a lot more than the rental price of the car itself. Whether it's through selling mandatory extras, as they call it, or some hidden processing or administration fee, or even excess car insurances, most time these companies are finding ways to charge you a lot more. Now, these things are either not needed, or even if they are needed, they're available much cheaper elsewhere. Therefore, what this video is going to try to explain to you is 5 things that you can do in order to make sure that you're paying the absolute minimum possible price for your rental car agreement. Now, had somebody told me these things, I would have saved hundreds of pounds over my holidays over the last few years. I've learned some of these lessons the hard way, and I will definitely be applying them in the future. Now, what are these 5 things? Number one, when you're booking your car through the online platform that you're booking it through, might be booking.com, Expedia, Easy Car Hire, or any of these similar platforms, you will be sold something called the excess car insurance at the time. Now, what excess car insurance does is, in case there's an accident, normally your underlying rental agreement has an insurance policy with it, but that insurance policy only kicks in after a certain amount of excess, which means you'll have to pay a certain amount of money towards the damage to the car in case there was an accident, and then your insurance will kick in. Now, in rental agreements, this excess tends to be quite high, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500. I've seen it up to 2,500 euros in one case as well.
So for example, when I'm booking a rental car on this very popular platform, booking.com, for a £62 rental, the collision waiver damage here is £942, which means that my excess is £942, roughly equal to €1,000.
So the excess is quite high. So if there was an accident, you'll have to pay that amount before the insurance will kick in. Now, there's an estimate that suggests that 30% of British motorists have had an accident in their rental cars whilst being on a holiday over the last 5 years. So it's definitely worth getting. But the online platform that you're booking the car through will actually try to sell you this at a much more expensive price, 10, 15 pounds, 20 pounds or euros a day even. And if you don't buy it through them, you just go on Google, type excess car insurance. Plenty of providers come up. I think one with a name actually, excesscarinsurance.com or excesscarhire.com, where you'll be able to buy this insurance a lot cheaper, £3 a day or €3 a day or something. I think the last time I did this, I purchased one for 9 days for 35 euros or something. So a lot cheaper than booking it directly through the platform you're booking your car rental through. The second point that I want to highlight is that when you're actually going to arrive at the destination airport to collect your car, please make sure at the time of booking you have checked the terms and conditions. Most rental companies need a credit card from you to block a deposit. Even though you might have excess car insurance arranged, these companies tend to block a deposit in case there was an accident, because you only collect the reimbursement from your insurance company. These companies, i.e. the rental companies, will charge you in case it's an accident, and then you go to your insurance company to get that back. Therefore, they need a credit card to block a deposit of 500, 1,000, 1,500 or 2,000 euros or whatever the excess amount is. Now, most of the time, they only accept a certain kind of credit card in order to block your deposit. It is normally a Master credit card or a Visa credit card. No debit cards and no prepaid cards. Now, if you don't have that credit card with you at the time you arrived, the only way to get your car from them is to buy more excess car insurance through them directly at that point of collection, which will be sold to you at a much more expensive price. So it would be anywhere between 35 to 40 euros a day. Last time I made this mistake of not carrying a credit card with me, I arrived at the airport, and for 8 days of rental, I had to pay an extra 300 euros of excess car insurance, even though I already had excess car insurance, in order to get my car, which I had rented for 150, 200 euros in total. So I ended up paying much more for that insurance than the car rental price itself. So please make sure you read the terms and conditions and understand which cards are accepted for your deposit to be blocked, in order to make sure you're not paying anything else when you arrive at the destination point. Now, the third thing is actually quite important as well. When you're collecting your car, please make sure you take pictures from all different angles. You actually make sure that any damage that you have on the rental car is captured through photographs, because what most of these rental companies try to do is, when you come back and return your car after you've completed your holiday, they'll find any reason to take your deposit away from you. They will look at the car, and even if there is a small scratch anywhere, they will try to withhold your deposit or a part of your deposit. Right? So please make sure you have enough evidence with you that captures the damage to the car or any pre-existing damage to the car when you are collecting your rental car. Last time this happened with me, there was a small scratch on the back arch wheel of the car, which was so small that you could hardly see it with the naked eye itself, and I was charged 250 euros for it. I was charged 250 euros on the premise that I had caused that damage. Now, I had photographs of the car, but of course I didn't take them that clearly. Therefore, there was no way for me to prove them wrong, and they had withheld my money. So they actually took part of my deposit. Now, when I arrived back in London, I did complain to them, but it didn't go anywhere, and I left it as that. So they find ways to withhold money no matter what. So please make sure that you take enough pictures of the car to prove that you have not caused the damage that they might try to inflict on you. Thing number 4, do not trust the testimonials in all cases. Testimonials can be manipulated, and different kind of review websites have different kind of review ratings. If you pick up one review rating on one website and actually compare it to the other one, it won't be the same. People's experiences are not the same. So do not just get blinded by any testimonials. You need to do your research, and you need to understand which car company sort of is better than the other. Now, the last point, and actually this is a point which is more around convenience than saving money. Most car companies advertise that you will be able to collect the rental car from the airport, but there are two kind of collection points at the airport. One is inside the terminal, and most reputable car companies like Sexton, Enterprise Car, and even Avis, and quite a lot of the other companies are generally based inside the terminals of major airports, which means as soon as you have checked out, you can go to the collection desk and collect your car. The other kind of companies, which might be slightly less reputable, are based 1 or 2 miles away from the airport in some sort of industrial estate with a big parking lot. Now, they're still eligible to say the collection point is the airport, because what tends to happen is you will arrive at the airport, you'll be picked up by a bus or a shuttle, and then you'll be scurried across onto these parking lots where you will collect your car. Now, in a hot sweltering day, sometimes you can wait 15-20 minutes or half an hour for that sort of shuttle bus to come and collect you. It can be a little bit inconvenient. Therefore, something to bear in mind when you're booking your rental car. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. I found these tips very useful. When I understood the process of the car rental, I actually, for my next rental, which was this time, I saved a lot of money. So hope you found the video useful. Please press the subscribe button, like, share, comment, and for anything similar, please stay tuned. Thank you very much.